so much for being here. I can't tell you how much it means to, as most of you know him by Crash, how much it means to both Cliff and I to have each and every one of you here. For those of you who don't know us very well, I want to share just a little bit about our story. Because we have a very unique story, which is why we needed a unique date in order for us to plan our marriage. And that is that our relationship has been one that has been of love, that has been of friendship, that has also been of faith. And what I mean by that is I think either one of us would probably tell you that this is the last thing we ever expected to happen in our lives. I don't think either one of us expected to ever marry again. I think both of us came to this situation very differently, but by the same nature, really realized that maybe life had taken a path for us to where we were supposed to be single and just focus on our own children. And we were okay with that. And then it was some very wise advice that I'll speak for myself that came from my very loving mom and my own children. And that is they had to remind me that it wasn't about my will for my life, but about God's will for my life. And how important it was for me to open my heart and open to my mind to what the Lord had planned for me. As a result, I did something that I thought I would never do, and that is to go online. I have no idea how many of you guys have had to experience that. But there is nothing more humiliating than swipe right, swipe left, right? And I personally do not like judging people that quickly. So it was really kind of a problem for me. So I'll also tell on myself here a little bit, where my children help me out, is that I didn't really understand the rules about online dating. And so after about a week being online dating, I told my children that this was just taking too much time, and I just really didn't have time for this. And they said, well, Mom, what do you mean it's taking too much time? And I said, I can't keep up with all these conversations. And they said, well, what do you mean? How many conversations are you having? And I said, I think it's at about 18. And my son says, Mom, do you really want to go out with all 18 men? And I said, absolutely not. And they said, well, then why are you talking with them? And I said, I didn't want to be rude. So they very quickly then told me, Mom, it's not like at school. It's not like at work where you only have 24 hours to answer. And I said, well, how would I know that? How would I know that? What I do know is our Lord in heaven knew I wasn't cut out for online dating. And he brought a wonderful man in my life who I never would have expected would be called Crash. In fact, it probably took me 6 months to call him Crash. Yes, at least. But I will tell you that this is what happened. From our very first date, this precious man looked at me in a way that I never expected to be looked at again. And I felt myself melt. And I started really going to my knees of thinking, you know what, Lord? Is it really possible that you are blessing me with love again in my life? And I knew very quickly that he was. And then I realized that how silly of me to think that the impossible was becoming possible. And so I think my heart would tell you that because of the love of my family, I was finally led to open up my heart and my mind to find that love again. In our ceremony just a few minutes ago, Pastor Weiser shared with you guys a little bit about the Hold On To cross. And I will tell you that even though I've told Crash on many occasions that he's the riskiest thing I've ever done in my life. is everyone that just cheered, they know exactly why I did. Is that I was at Man of God Lutheran and heard Pastor Weiser tell that story about the Hold On To cross. And for me, I felt this compelling need. And at this point, we had only been dating for about 4 weeks. Okay? And I felt this need to get one of those Hold On To crosses and to give it to Cliff, a crash. And when I handed it to him, and I said, I just want to tell you this story, and I shared Pastor Weiser's story. And I want to ask you how you would feel about us using this cross to pray about our relationship and to see the way the Lord and what the Lord's plan has for us. And Crash got very, very quiet, which I have to tell you, I got very, very scared because I immediately thought, uh-oh, my intensity has gotten me in trouble again. Of course, he laughs at that because he doesn't think of me as being intense, but that's all relative, right? He got quiet because it put him into a soul-searching mode as well. But I will tell you that that has now become our ministry as well. We have started a partnership and started a company called Praying as One. And so we are planning to actually continue with that company with my retirement from school district in June. We know this may not be ever a real business for us. It may be more of our ministry. But it's where we want to be able to bless others because we feel so very incredibly blessed ourselves. Crash, I know the vows that we just took are ones that are common that people take. I want you to know that there's nothing common about the way I feel about you. I love you with all my heart, and I will be at your side no matter what. I hope you can really, truly understand that I feel an unconditional love for you, and I will for the rest of my life.